Both the prosecutors and defense called up their final witnesses in the trial of a former Dothan medic charged with raping and sodomizing a woman confined to a wheelchair in 2019. Stephen Halford is facing 6 counts for sodomy and 2 rape. The state called up Detective Ben Parnell, who worked for Dothan Police Department at the time. He responded to the home in the Point South Trailer Park where a wheelchair-bound victim was on the floor, but told him she was good, but he knew something was suspicious. The victim told him someone alleging Halford had put his genitals in her mouth and told the officer to look in the kitchen drawer where he found a napkin with his DNA on it that was at least a week old. She never reported it earlier because she was scared of Halford being law enforcement and feared her help would be cut off. Jurors saw an hour-long video of the call when the officer responded, which she stated. The defense questioned the officer about how often he responded to the home, and there was no indication of Halford being there and how the victim couldn't give a specific time of Halford being there. Halford himself testified during court, still claiming his innocence. He didn't deny knowing the victim for 6 months to a year before the alleged incident, going to her house to help lift her back up while off duty, or even having sex with her in her bedroom, which he claims was consensual, as they had sex a few times and that she initiated it, as both were constant drinkers. Halford, who didn't live in the park every day, said he would bring her Chinese food and liquor and check on her a few times a week since he was nearby, because first responders would always come to her house multiple times a week. He even had the authority as the sergeant to call them off, as he always handled it, not knowing the extent of the emergency. The state questioned Halford on the stand about him helping someone when he was in a shoulder sling himself, going out of his way to the victim's house when he was living with his ex-wife and Taylor, and calling him out about saying he had sex with the victim once, but told investigators he ejaculated twice. Both sides gave their closing arguments about the evidence, and jurors will start deliberating Thursday morning. In Dothan, Robert Smith, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.